Walker.
Honorable Mayor Fowler,
Here.
Honorable Councilman Bilbrey, Honorable Councilman Williams,
Here.
Honorable Councilwoman Hawkins,
Here.
Honorable Vice Mayor Hill.
I would ask the council now to please look over the agenda and the minutes that we have previously received. And I will be considering motions to approve the agenda as presented and for any changes or additions, deletions that we need to the minutes that were on May the 12th. So please look that over. I would like to go ahead and make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented with the exception of items number 6 and 7, which I would move to table any discussion on those items. The Cemetery Commission and the Tennessee Central Rail Trail Authority until we've had more time to let the public know that we are interested in volunteers for those positions. So I would make the motion then that we approve the agenda with the exceptions of items number 6 and 7, which we are tabling. Do I have a second to that?
Second. Motion.
Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Now we have the minutes. Anyone have anything to add or correct as far as the minutes go? Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Under new business, we have consider approval to suspend the reading of ordinance 736-26, resolution 377-26, 378-26, and 379-26. We do this usually to prevent our meetings from being so tedious, and we are going to discuss each one of those as it comes to us, and so there's no need at this time to read each of those ordinances or resolutions. Do I have a motion that we suspend the reading of those at this time?
I'll make a motion.
Second. Do we have all those in favor say aye? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Number 4 is the floor is now open for our second and final reading of civil on the second and final reading of this ordinance, which amends our 2026 fiscal year budget, which was passed and set to end on June the 30th of 2026. This is here for second reading, and so it requires then that we suspend the council meeting and that we move into the public hearing section of the meeting. If anyone would like to speak out or have something they wish to say about Ordinance 736-26, now would be the time to raise your hand or make your questions known. Not hearing any, we will close the public hearing section, and we will now resume the council meeting, and we will consider for approval on second reading ordinance number 736-26. And I didn't mean to shorten you, Mr. Morrison, if you wanted to say what that was for.
You're okay. I can go through this in as much detail as you all want. Basically, these are adjusting revenues and expenses. Some of this is general items that are running over just a little bit. Some of it is where we have pulled the purchase of 2 additional fire engines to the current fiscal year. It is also where we have pulled garbage truck residential to this current fiscal year, and so the actual change in the general fund balance is a decrease of $130,700. We were running in the positives on revenues for the year, so we decided to pull some expenses. Utility fund is adding some revenues and some additional expenses. We did vote to do the Main Street Waterline project, so that was an increase, and there'll be some expenses there. So we're decreasing utility fund balance by $692,000, but we're actually replacing it with currently we have already received the 2 fire engines and the garbage truck. The snowplow is paid for, and we are running about $500,000 in the red, given those additional expenses of almost $1.2 million. So we're actually in really good shape. Again, last year we put an additional $1 million of fund balance in, so we're really okay financially.
I would entertain a motion now for the second reading of ordinance 736-26 to approve that. Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Number 5 is to consider approval on first reading of ordinance 737-26, which effectively amends the municipal Title II, Chapter 1, which is the Cemetery Commission. And I think that is basically to set out a particular line item that we can have for the budget. I think it involves cemetery trust fund, and then that we will need to set in motion special terms for creation of the special revenue fund, as well as the people to serve on the commission. It's my understanding that the new text will show that the Cemetery Commission shall consist of 6 members, 3 who shall be appointed by the City Council in June, and 3 shall be elected every 4th year by the commission. And when they are put on the Cemetery Commission, they would have a term that expires with 4 years. Do you have anything to add to that, Mr. Morrison?
So we'll clarify that we are changing from trust fund to special revenue fund. The revenue fund is still dedicated to cemetery function for the All Good City Cemetery. That is not changing. It is just a change in designation. The funds, we do want to add some language that says, instead of new text, replace the following with new text, and also remove the following old text, because we put both of those in this ordinance. We'll add those. Under the Special Revenue Fund creation, it's declaring the purpose of this fund for the perpetual and permanent maintenance of the city cemetery. Said fund shall be invested by and under the direction of said cemetery commission, and income therefore shall be perpetually used for maintenance. When you specifies it as a trust fund, if something came up big that the cemetery commission needed to do, they would not be able to do that with the actual fund balance. So this will allow them, if they can purchase land or do a mausoleum, to do those things. We also want to add some language just to specify how it is being operated. It is under a city fund, so expenditures from this fund must have final approval from the council with the annual budget, which we do, or by budget amendment, which we also do. The expenditures will follow the purchasing policy of the city of Allgood, which they already do, but we want to specify that. Funds will be audited in conjunction with the annual city audit to be reported to the comptroller of the state of Tennessee as a portion of the city audit, which we also already do. So this is really just cleaning up language. The only big change is stating that it will now be 4 years instead of 1.
This is just for first reading. It will have to come back, I think, for second reading. So I would entertain a motion to approve ordinance 737-26, which amends our municipal code regarding the cemetery commission.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, and as we discussed earlier, we have tabled item number 6 and number 7, which leads us to item number 8, which is to consider approval of Resolution 377-26, which is to ratify the Putnam County Growth Plan. You may have heard this as an urban growth boundary. All of the cities have set theirs, as we have as well, and as well as the county. And what this does is basically just ratifies all of us all in one place, and it keeps one segment of the county from carrying over to another segment of the county. Let's just say Monterey and Allgood, or Monterey and Baxter. We all have our urban growth boundaries now, and we just need to ratify this all in one place to specify that all 4 cities or and the county are together on this. And it may have already been ratified in some of the other cities. I'm not sure. It has. Okay. I make a motion that we go ahead and approve this resolution to make it official for the Putnam County Growth Plan. Do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Hawkins? All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Number 9. Consider approval of Resolution 378-26 to authorize cooperative purchasing agreements for the use and benefit of all city departments. And I think that it is a benefit to us that at some length, and it is all of the departments can use our various partners to, and going through Mr. Morrison to purchase things that we need for the departments. It's rather long, but
So TCA 12.3.1205 allows for master cooperative purchasing agreements upon approval and consent of local legislative body. Several years ago, we had joined several of these. The state at the time said they were justified and allowed. Since then, language changed a little bit, and they've updated some things. So this is just clarifying that we are allowed to continue to use those. Cooperative purchasing agreements prevent us from having to do sealed bid on certain purchases of items. There are still state laws that we have to abide by. And even using cooperative purchasing agreements, they still must come to council for final approval. So all of those things are still in effect. This is just clarifying that we are following under the TCA, and it is allowing us to continue the use of those. So this is really just a language cleanup more than anything to allow us to use purchasing cooperatives to continue to purchase items to save the city money.
I'll go ahead then and make the motion that we approve Resolution 378-26 to authorize cooperative purchasing agreements. Do I have a second? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. And number 10 is Resolution 379-26, and this lists the cooperative purchasing that we have through Buy Board, Sourcewell, HGAC, Buy, and Omnia Partners. And everyone should have received on their desk the purchasing agreement that sets out what Omnia provides. If you haven't had a look at that before, we're very familiar with Mr. Morrison's use of Sourcewell and some of the others that he uses to buy and sell for us. I would entertain a motion that we go ahead and approve this resolution to save the city again the money that we don't have to list everything and have to put out bid packages for everything that we need to purchase.
Second.
Okay. All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Mr. Morrison, it's your turn again.
I'll let the department heads have this. Walt wasn't able to be here tonight, but I do want to commend Mr. Bradshaw and also Josh Adair, who recently received their Level 2 distribution license for the water systems. So they are state licensed D2 to do distribution of water. We do contract those services, but we know that gentleman is close to retirement, so we're working on fulfilling replacements for those. And this was the beginning of that transition, was getting them licensed. So we have achieved that. We appreciate all their hard work to that. And gentlemen, I'll let you all take over from there.
Our sponsors for this event, their contributions pay for a huge chunk of what we do every year so First National Bank and First Freedom Bank both here sponsor here locally. Mayor Porter and Cookeville Communications, the four of them have done a lot for us, and we really appreciate them. So hope everybody has a chance to come out and enjoy the show.
As usual, we've had a pretty busy month. Had 13 EMS assists, 22 burglar alarms, 30 casual encounters, 36 general information reports, 31 investigations, 15 traffic accidents, 1 with injury, 38 suspicious persons calls, 261 traffic stops, 39 citations, total of 1,193 activities.
We had a very busy May as well. As Keith stated, we got the 2 fire trucks in. They are both now officially in service and operational, 2 and Rescue 1. We also received a revisit of our ISO classification. We dropped from a 6X to a 5.5X. So that's an improvement there. Also, like I said, we ran about 69 calls for May. These are everything from medical calls where we have first responders who are trained medical personnel. We have paramedics, EMTs, wrecks where we do extrication and stabilization, and I think of fires as well.
We also want to remind everyone that going along with our Let Freedom Ring celebration and enjoying the 250th anniversary of our country's establishment, that we have Mr. Morrison and various other members of the staff have created a time capsule for us, which we have posted on various sites, locations. We're asking that anyone who wants to make a contribution to the time capsule, that they do that by June the 17th. So the time is getting close, and I don't think that we have as many items now that would fill up that 4-foot container in the back of the room. But you still have time to get it in. The directions are also on the city's website if you have any questions about how pictures are to be preserved or writings or anything that you want to put in that. And then we will be meeting here 9 o'clock on the 4th of July. And we will be burying our time capsule with directions that we hope that it to be opened in 25 years, so people can see what we were doing 25 years ago. So we're 25 years in the future. Mr. Morrison will still be here, maybe to help dig it up, and a few others I say, but yeah, I'll probably not be at that party, so I definitely want to be at the one where we put it in the ground. So we will be doing that, and it is going to be here on city property, so that, you know, there won't be any worrying about where is it located or how do we know, and is there something that you thinking about all the things that go into it. I was also thinking about our letter that we got from the comptroller regarding the budget, and you might want to make sure that that's in the time capsule.
Do I need to mention that too? It has to be officially in the minutes. The comptroller did receive our budget after last month's approval, and they have given us final approval, so our budget to be effective July 1st has been approved by the comptroller, and we have received notification letter that that has been officially accepted. So.
Now, do we have any citizens or delegations who have anything they'd like to bring to our attention, or have a question or comment regarding something we've done tonight? Yes, sir. Okay. Okay. Do we, I don't exactly know where that was located. Well, I guess you would be. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
We'll have to look into it. We'll have codes take a look and see.
Well, we appreciate you being here. We can certainly consult with Mr. Lane and have him take a look at it as well as our engineers. We can have our engineering firm look at it. Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir. We know uh, where you're exactly where you're talking about, and we'll certainly look if it's being no, or what can be done to make it a better situation. And well, we do, and we can, and we will. We'll get to the bottom of it one way or the other. We may not like the answer, but at least you won't know till you ask, right? Yeah. Sure. And we thank you for bringing it to our attention and not giving up on us. So I know it's tempting sometimes. So thank you very much. Is there anyone else who would like to speak about an issue? Okay. Not hearing any. Is there anything that you would like? Have you finished? Okay. We just need to remind everyone that our next meeting will be July the 14th. So we want to remember that. Remember our June the 19th date to get our item as our capsule. And we want to remember 4th of July celebration. Let freedom ring. The 27th, I think, from 5 until 9 is how we've kind of got it scheduled, I think. And if that concludes our meeting, then I will make a motion we adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.